Hi, I'm Scott Shipley, Mayor of Crestwood. As we wrap up another year together, let's take a minute to talk about the moments and the projects and the people that made 2025 one of the most active years our city has seen in a long time. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get started. And if we're going to talk about 2025, we have to start with January. I'm sure you remember that big winter storm that we had, and Crestwood received more than 8 inches of snow and ice, and roads all across the region were a mess and really difficult to navigate for most of the month. But here in Crestwood, our Public Works and Parks employees worked around the clock for an entire week, plowing and treating nearly 100 lane miles of our pavement. And so social media filled up with messages of appreciation. And one of those comments I think summed it up especially well. It said, "So glad to be a Crestwood resident." You know, that comment stayed with me because I think it captures the spirit of everything that we accomplished together throughout the year. So let's keep going. One of the most significant milestones of 2025 was the groundbreaking and early construction of our new community center, which will be named The Cliffs at White Cliff Park. So it seemed fitting to not only have our board of aldermen and city staff participate in the groundbreaking, but everyone who attended was invited to step up and toss a shovel full of dirt. It was the entire community that helped celebrate that moment, and to me, that's how it should be. Soon after that, the big equipment got busy to prep the site. Foundations were poured, exterior walls and structural steel started going up, and for the first time, you can now see the building starting to take shape. It'll be fun to continue to watch the progress, and every day we get a little bit closer to completion. Growth continued across our parks. After extensive community input, the new playground at Crestwood Park opened this spring and immediately became a daily destination for families. We also completed the new parking lot and restrooms to serve the White Cliff Quarry area. And guided by our new conservation consultant, we launched the multi-year Back to Nature habitat restoration at Crestwood Park. This stewardship will benefit residents and our natural community for many years. Recreation programs brought renewed energy in 2025 with events for all ages. One of the big changes was at our annual Suncrest Fest. This year we moved this great community event to October to take advantage of better weather, and we updated the format to make it more family friendly and I think better represent our hometown vibe. Other great events included Touch a Truck, movies in the park, concerts in the park, blues and brews at the quarry, our citywide garage sale, and of course, the kids' garage sale, where our young entrepreneurs hosted their own sales. And there was plenty of fun at the Aquatic Center too, where we kicked off the season with Splashtacular, and later had events like Christmas in July, a doggy dive, the cardboard boat race, which was part of the aquatics camp, and Cliff's Kids Triathlon, where our young athletes swam, cycled, and ran to the finish line. And we even saw a return of Cliff, the official Aquatic Center mascot. All in all, this year was filled with fun events for kids, families, and adults, and they all brought us together as a community. And speaking of community involvement was strong yet again in 2025. Residents from all around the city stepped up and volunteered for honeysuckle hack events, creek cleanups, garden restorations, tree plantings, and really came through and filled our food donation collection sites. Our Public Works team also assisted with tornado cleanup in neighboring communities. Our police and fire continued their outreach through Crestwood Night Out, DARE, Cops and Bobbers, movies in the firehouse, Fire Prevention Day, and of course their smoke alarm programs. Your engagement, questions, and feedback throughout the year really helps to guide our work, and that's why we've made major strides in how we communicate with you. In 2025, we created a brand new role in Crestwood and hired our first ever communications manager. And with these new talents and skills, the city significantly expanded our social media updates, improved our printed newsletter, started a monthly citywide e-newsletter, a monthly recreation e-newsletter, and started a lot of new video outreach. This all helped to create a stronger connection with you and improved clarity and transparency. And if you haven't signed up yet to receive those monthly e-newsletters, visit the new Communications Hub page on the city's updated website and check it out. You know, your elected officials and city staff know that you work hard for your tax dollars, so we work hard to make them go as far as we can. And in 2025, those efforts resulted in more than $5 million in cost savings and investment returns to the city. We were able to negotiate significant savings to reduce costs, bring extra funding back to the city through grants for sidewalks, the White Cliff Bridge, park expansions, and public safety improvements. And we also wisely invested our fund balances in stable and safe ways, while still realizing great returns. And all of these efforts helped us to reduce local costs, support our major projects, and strengthen our long-term financial position. So this was the year when the city reviewed our charter to make sure it's still serving us as well as it should be. Every 10 years, a group of residents is selected to do this important work, and residents from all 4 wards worked throughout the year to review the charter from top to bottom with the goal of fixing errors, finding ways to make the city more efficient, and also find ways to save taxpayer dollars without sacrificing important services. And the result of that work will be 4 ballot items for voters to consider at the April 2026 election. And don't worry, we'll work really hard before then to share as much information about those proposed changes as possible so that all Crestwood voters will be well informed. "2025 was a year of amazing progress throughout Crestwood, and I couldn't be more proud of everything that we accomplished. And it was because of our dedicated city staff, our elected officials, the involvement of our residents, and the partnerships that make our community strong. And as we look forward to 2026, more great changes are coming. We'll finish work on our community center, we'll install a new playground at Spellman Park, construction will start on new sidewalks, we'll install new streetlights, new businesses will come to Crestwood, and we'll have more amazing programs and events. And that's why I know we'll all continue to say, so glad to be a Crestwood resident. Thank you for your support, and I look forward to what we'll accomplish together next year.